Hello and welcome to our Wednesday broadcast. I want to welcome everyone who's joining us live as well as on the rebroadcast. Please take a second to hit that subscribe button if you are joining us new on YouTube and that like button on Facebook if you haven't done so yet. Today we are going to be talking about the 5 things that happen when you start intermittent fasting. And this topic of conversation today is going to be totally applicable to anyone who's intermittent fasting, no matter how much experience that you have with fasting. If you're jumping in and out, these 5 things that we're going to talk about today can still apply to you just because of the fact that you're not consistently practicing intermittent fasting. So welcome. Please take a second to leave a comment in the comment section as well. Let me know if you are a consistent intermittent faster or maybe you're struggling with one of the 5 things that we're going to talk about today. And I always like to personally welcome back any of our previous course students or anyone who has signed up for our April course. Please let me know that you're here in the audience with us so that I can recognize you at the end as well. Remember, I talk about the topic of conversation first, and then at the end, I will welcome everyone and answer any questions or comments that you might have. So I'm flying solo today. Usually Michael is here to help me out, but he is not here today. So I am going to be managing all the comments and everything on my own here today. So please just understand that I will be doing my best to get your guys' questions answered as well. If you want information about our April course, I have a link on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel comment feed. So you guys are more than welcome to check that out as well. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that happen when people start intermittent fasting. When I say people, today I'm going to speak specifically to the audience that we have here. And that's generally women who are unhappy with a lot of the things that are going on with their body because of some hormonal imbalances or hormonal changes that just naturally happen when we are living our life. So we're going to talk specifically to our community of amazing women here today. So 5 things that happen when we start intermittent fasting. The first one, and probably the scariest one for most people, is the fear of starving to death. And I am not exaggerating when I say the to death part. That is a very scary feeling that a lot of us women have because we have been so conditioned to feed our bodies every couple of hours. And we have also been conditioned that hungry is a bad feeling, and being empty on the inside, even if it just means the lack of food in our gut, is a bad thing, and it makes us feel insecure, and it makes us feel lonely, and it makes us feel like something is wrong and that we are starving ourselves to death. What we're finding now through scientific studies and just plain old common sense is that the way we have been living our life in the past with the food systems that we've been following and some of the diet plans that we have been following have actually produced what we fear when we start intermittent fasting, and that is a slow process of starvation. Remember, starvation by definition is the lack of or inability to put nutrients into your body. We never think about putting our body into a starvation mode when we binge or consume very nutrient lacking type of foods. That by definition is starvation. But we think because we are taking a period of time within our 24-hour window to make the conscious decision to put nothing in our body that we are starving ourselves, that we're slowing down our metabolism. That body's going to suddenly go into shock and start storing a bunch of fat. And we now know through intermittent fasting, when it is practiced correctly and it is done for the appropriate amount of time for your body to yield the results that you want, the opposite is actually true. But the sheer fact of being fearful of something can put you in a state of inability to get the results that you want. Remember, fear, and that fear of starvation specifically, because it goes against what we used to know about common sense and nutrition and feeding our bodies, is that fear produces hormonal responses for us. It does produce that fight or flight type of effect. And that in itself can cause deeper hormonal imbalances, especially if that fear is causing you to jump in and out of intermittent fasting or to not practice it in the correct way for the results that you're looking for. The one biggest fear most people have in starting intermittent fasting is that fear of starvation. And I promise you that starvation is not occurring if you're practicing intermittent fasting correctly. And that is exactly what we teach you to do in the course here in our community. The second thing that generally happens when people start intermittent fasting is sleeplessness. And trust me, if you are a woman who is going through menopausal type of changes or perimenopausal changes or just plain old hormonal imbalances, you're already probably suffering from some of the insomnia type of effects, or the fact that you're just not sleeping well. So there's a big difference between insomnia and not sleeping well and sleeplessness. And I'm going to describe it to you like this. When you start intermittent fasting and you really start paying attention to the nutrients that you're putting in your body through a feasting opportunity, and you're dialed into the signs and signals that your body is sending you when you actually put something in your body to create a chemical change, that's, in layman's terms, is just called eating. Your body has new chemical responses and new chemical reactions. And when you are in a clean fasting window and your body is actually not in starvation mode, but it's actually finding stored nutrients and stored fat to feast on, you have a new abundance of energy. You have this new energy source that your body's producing, which is a clean energy source. So it's not so much that you can't sleep, but in the very beginning, it's more that you don't need as much sleep. Your body is just energized. Again, what happens is we panic and we think something is wrong. What I strongly suggest you do if you start to feel these effects of all the good things that you're doing and you have a bout of sleeplessness is to take advantage of it. Try to get to bed maybe a little earlier and rise a little earlier and have a fresh start to your morning. Or maybe utilize the time at night if you're a nighttime person and just get some stuff done. Maybe some of those things that you felt like you haven't had time for because before you were just flat out feeling fatigued from the insomnia, utilize those extra hours. It is not a bad thing. And as your body starts to settle down and those chemical responses start to balance out, what you'll find is you'll start to get really good sleep. I myself have been practicing intermittent fasting for 3 years very consistently now, and I actually monitor my sleep quality. And I, on average, get about 3 hours of deep sleep each night. And I have no problem falling asleep and I have no problem getting up, and I get really quality sleep as well. So the process of intermittent fasting will actually balance out your sleep patterns and really help you get a deep night's sleep, which is exactly what we want, and that's because your hormones are balancing out. So number 1 was fear of starvation. Number 2 is sleeplessness, which is temporary. You just have to get through it. And then the third one is dry mouth. A lot of us feel the effects of that newfound feeling of having ketones in our system. Remember, ketones are the thing that we produce when our body is in that fat burning mode. It's the byproduct of that. In the very beginning, we have more of that than our body knows what to do with. And the process of intermittent fasting and now being a fat burning machine and ketones being present and the better feasting opportunity that you've created for yourself does allow your body to also reduce a lot of the inflammation. So it has that diuretic effect. And what you'll notice is your body's just pulling all that stored water out of your system, and you'll be able to secrete it, and you'll have this beautiful initial big weight loss. Also, what often happens when you start intermittent fasting is you avoid the kitchen. And I know that's what I did when I first started intermittent fasting. I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I felt tempted to grab a little snack or end my fasting window early. And so I literally stayed out of the kitchen. And what I ended up doing was putting myself into a very innocent, dehydrative type of state. So you want to make sure that you are keeping your water intake up. I highly recommend 100 to 150 ounces of water that you consume throughout the day. I start my day with 25 ounces. I end my day with 25 ounces, and the rest is consumed very naturally in between. And that will also help offset that feeling of having a dry mouth in the beginning. Again, everything you do in the beginning stages of intermittent fasting will balance itself out once your body gets used to this new lifestyle that you've created. You're creating a lot of big changes at one time, and those just create different feelings in your body. They will balance themselves out. The fourth thing that often happens when you start intermittent fasting is you can have an upset or irregular digestive system. Irregular meaning just different from what you're used to. Oftentimes, people who are seeking out something like intermittent fasting or changing what they're doing in their feasting window or just creating their new lifestyle around nutrition in general, is you do have some upset in your digestive system. Your gut biome is changing. Oftentimes, if you're paying attention to those signs and signals that your body is sending you, it will be a very positive thing. But again, it's new. Anything new seems like it's not right for us, that it's out of the norm. But what we have to understand is we're creating things that are out of the norm because the norm is not what's working for us. So again, if you stay consistent with your fasting window and you stay consistent with your feasting window and paying attention to the things that cause you to bloat, cause some maybe some gas upset, cause you to have some even just digestive irregularities in general, and you keep those things out of your feasting window until your system settles down, then what you'll notice is everything will go back to what is supposed to be normal, and you will be feeling a whole lot better. So consistency is key when we're talking about some upset that we might have with our digestive system. Again, we also recommend, increasing your magnesium intake, and magnesium in itself, when it's new to your digestive system, can also cause a little bit of upset as well. So you want to make sure that you're balancing that out and staying consistent so that your digestive system will normalize again. And then the last thing is, usually by day 3, when people start something like intermittent fasting that is viewed as something that is extreme, is quitting enters the picture. When you quit something like intermittent fasting, or you quit and you come back, and you quit and you come back, you're always starting back at a day 1. When you're always starting back at a day 1, what happens is you go back to all of these things. You go back to that fear of starvation because it feels new and it's uncomfortable. You go back to that sleeplessness because now you just created this new chemical change and upset in your body, and it's irregular to what you're used to doing. You'll have that dry mouth again because, again, you're going to go through that process of your body getting rid of a lot of that inflammation, and you've probably also dropped the habit of drinking all the water that you need to have. So you're going to be dehydrated. You're going to have that digestive system being upset because, again, you're changing what your gut biome is used to. Change is not bad if the end result is going to yield you a better result. So don't quit. Stick it out. Time and consistency are key when you're creating a lifestyle around healing your body and listening to those signs and signals that your body's sending you, so you can eliminate the things that are causing you the problem in the first place. Intermittent fasting does not have to be rigid. Intermittent fasting does not have to be something that's going to take you away from your life. Intermittent fasting doesn't have to be something that's going to make you the dud at the party. Intermittent fasting and creating a lifestyle for yourself within your feasting window that is authentic to you and the lifestyle that you want to have with your goals in mind can create something that will last a lifetime, and you won't have to go through these 5 things when you're bouncing in and out because you don't trust the process. I highly recommend that you trust the process. We teach you how to manage all of these 5 things. I teach you how to stick with this as a lifestyle in our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. It is so worth it to give yourself the gift of going through the course so that you don't end up in this limbo type of situation, living your life with 1 foot in and 1 foot out of what could be a really amazing opportunity for you to heal yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally as well. So I'm going to take a second to welcome everyone who has joined us live today. If you are on the rebroadcast, I always go back and answer any questions or comments you have after as well. So always take a second to please leave me a comment so that I know you're here and I can reach out and say hello to you as well. So let me see who we have here on YouTube first. So take a second and leave me a comment, and then I will jump in on Facebook and do the same. So Kathleen is here. A long time no talk. I know, girlfriend. I had a one-on-one consult call with Kathleen yesterday. It was awesome because I got to actually see her face to face, which is always a super treat for me. She's doing absolutely fantastic. So Kathleen, good for you for sticking to the lifestyle. Selena, I am on week 2, new to everything, loving it. Awesome, girlfriend. So stick it out. And the more consistent you are, the more normal this lifestyle will feel for you, and you don't have to worry about any of those newbie side effects falling into place. And then Cindy, I recently read that if you have a thyroid condition, IF causes a great deal of stress on your system, and this is contraindicated. Can you address based on your experience? Well, Cindy, I don't have any kind of thyroid problems. I believed I did in the beginning, but I didn't have an actual test done. I know a lot of women, and I can only speak third party, a lot of women who have completed end of course surveys and left testimonials for me about what they've learned in our course is that they have actually balanced out their thyroid, have been able to eliminate thyroid medication, and are feeling fantastic. So I always say, anything that you want to do where you're under medical supervision or you're taking a prescription for something is you want to weigh the benefits versus the risks. And if what you're currently doing is not working for you, why would trying something new be, counterintuitive to what it is you're trying to do ultimately? So a lot of the practices that we've had about taking care of ourselves, a lot of the information that we've been taught about how to take care of ourselves has been misleading and has led us into situations where we have thyroid conditions in the first place. So gradually enter into what it is you're doing with intermittent fasting and see how your body feels. From my experience with third-party information, again, women who have taken our course, who have left testimonials, and have shared with me their personal experience, have only seen great benefit from what they're doing with intermittent fasting, and that's because they're doing it correctly, and they're listening to the signs and signals that their body is sending them about what's happening when they create that chemical reaction with food. So oftentimes the thyroid condition is not because of anything you're not doing, it's because of what you are doing, and oftentimes it's food related. So I would do some deeper research and then give it a try and see how it works out for you, and then circle back around and let us know so we can share your results with someone else as well. Carolina, I'm on week 6 of IF and the weight loss has been very slow. Is that normal? Been following a high fat, low carb diet. Yes, it is slow for some people because remember, you have to balance things out in the chemical sense of your body before your body will let go of weight. So consistency and time are both key when you're doing this for a weight loss effect. Like any other change that we have in our body where we're trying to elicit a weight loss change, generally in the beginning, the weight loss comes off pretty quickly because we've made a lot of positive changes, and so our body responds to that. And then the last little bit of weight, or as our body normalizes and settles in, the weight loss can be a little slower. You don't ever want to lose weight too quickly for too long of a period of time because that's not healthy either. Oftentimes that can cause, hair loss and other kind of hormonal upset that we don't want to get into. So focus on the good that you're doing with your body by creating this lifestyle that has been scientifically proven to not only help us lose weight and balance out our hormones, but cellularly heal our body as well. It's a healthier way to live. So what's your rush? As long as you're doing things right in your fasting window, and as long as you're feasting well on food that's nutrient dense and is going to keep you healthy and happy, then let your body do what it's designed to do, and that's take care of itself. Get out of the way and just trust that what you're doing is going to get you where you need to go. Carolina, already did yours. Lori, thanks for your info. I'm loving keto and IF, my second week, and 12 pounds gone. Awesome, girlfriend. Yeah, so you're a perfect example, Lori, of that initial weight loss. That's big. Oftentimes that's because of inflammation leaving your body. Inflammation leaving your body is a positive net effect of weight. So yes, we want to get that water weight out of us. Inflammation is the root cause for almost all disease that we are affected with today. So congratulations on getting rid of those 12 pounds of disease precursor in your body. Keep at it, and I promise you the healing will keep going. The weight loss will probably slow down, but as long as you stick with it, it'll eventually kick back in because you're doing the right things for your body for sure. Okay, Cindy, that makes sense, and I did mean based on your experience with your students. Thanks for your answer. I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. I always just like to clarify that, Cindy, because like I said, I didn't have a thyroid problem, so I can't speak firsthand. I can only speak from what women are sharing with me. So thanks for asking the question, and thanks for clarifying that. And then Carolina, you are so welcome. Yeah, you got to just stick with it for sure. I did this for a year before I saw any significant weight loss. I had the beginning weight loss with the inflammation going away, which I appreciated. And then it took me about a year because I was sick with pre-diabetes. I had insulin resistance. I think I had something going on with my thyroid, but again, I didn't test it till after. And I have some sort of autoimmune thing going on. There's all kinds of indications of that. Again, I don't have it named, so I just treat myself as if I have an autoimmune disorder, and I do very healthy things to keep it at bay. And so it took a year for my body to get to the point of being healed enough to lose weight. So be patient. I always say if your body's not losing weight and you're doing everything correctly, that means it's busy healing something on the inside that probably hasn't surfaced yet. And you just got to be grateful for your body's ability to take care of itself. So just be patient, take a deep breath, relax, and just enjoy the process of what you're doing. Jillian, tips on lowering cortisol. I intermittent fast every day, but I have plateaued for months. I lost 30 pounds, but have not weighed in months. Oh, why do you think you have a cortisol problem, Jillian? Teresa, hi from Flower Mound, girlfriend. Nice to see you. I hope your dad is doing well. I'm September 2018 grad and consistent 24 intermittent faster. Just started longer fast, did 41 and a half hours this week and felt great. Awesome. Girlfriend, and we're going to be talking a lot about of those time frames with extended fasting as well in our masterclass this month, and I'm super excited to share all the information we have about that as well. So I'm glad you're feeling well with those types of fasts as well. Morris is here. Hello. Patty, 70s in Tulsa today. Also, our house closing is next week. Congratulations, girlfriend. Love intermittent fasting, and it helped me stay on track eating healthier. Yeah, good for you, girlfriend. And congratulations on your house closing. That's awesome. Christina, how long do you have to take magnesium? The whole time on intermittent fasting? Magnesium is just one of those minerals that we just need to have. It is one of those things that we as a society are deficient in naturally. So taking a magnesium supplement is not going to be anything that's going to be bad for you. I'm going to look and see what the name of the book is that I have. There's a book called The Magnesium Miracle. I'll put a post on here later when I can do it. It's a great book about all the things that magnesium can do for us. Magnesium helps with insomnia. It helps with leg cramps. It helps with night sweats. It helps with mood. It helps balance out all of our stress hormones. It's just an amazing type of supplement that you want to have in your everyday life. I drink magnesium. I take a magnesium supplement, and I use magnesium lotion and Epsom salts and all those kind of things, and I feel fantastic. And like I said, my sleep has been amazing. So don't fear magnesium unless there's some reason why you have been told specifically that you should avoid it. But it is one of those things that will just help your body in so many ways. And that Magnesium Miracle is a great reference if you want to get more information about how magnesium can help us. One of the big things about that book that I found when I was doing my research about magnesium, and I have a video on YouTube about it, you guys can go watch, was that, you know, we as women need magnesium more than we need calcium, but we are, you know, prescribed, and calcium is shoved down our throat as the mineral that we need, and it's not so much the case. You definitely need to get some magnesium in you as well. So do your research on that specifically so you can get some more information for yourself. I would say Google it, and then, like I said, the Magnesium Miracle is a great resource as well. I treat that book almost like a encyclopedia. You can open it to any page and you'll find some really good information. So definitely pick that up. Magnesium has also been shown in some studies to help offset the effects of all the Wi-Fi interference we have in our daily life and really help protect us against some of the damage that can do as well. So like I said, there's a lot of great uses for it. So don't fear it. Just do a little bit of research so you feel confident when you start to implement it in your everyday life. Christina, how long to do, okay, I did that one. And Jillian, stress. So Jillian, what are you doing to eliminate the stress in your life? So I would say, if you have very specific things in your life that are causing you stress, you need to develop a plan to get rid of those. And then, you know, make sure you're getting good sleep, make sure you're, you know, practicing your gratitude. You know, we've done all of those talks before as well. And then again, you know, fasting is that thing that just does provide a lot of peace and calm in your life. So I know that there are a lot of people that say that, you know, fasting causes stress. Yes, it does, but it's a good stress. So just regulate and keep your fasting at an intermittent type of level, and just allow your opportunity to your body to embrace that energized sense of calm when you're doing nothing, and eliminate the stress during that fasting time, and see if maybe some very purposeful, conscious actions that you're deliberately putting in your day can help eliminate some of that stress. I know we've had some very stressful times in our house this last 6 weeks. We have a lot of family stuff going on that's very stressful, and we've just really practiced what we preach, you know, and we're fasting well and we're eating well, and we're not putting ourselves into situations that are going to intensify a stress that we may not have control over. So all you can control is you. And all you can control is your reactions, and then all you can control is how you think about those things. And those are the best things that you can really start to put into play when you're going through a stressful situation. So I don't know if that helps, but that's the best advice I can give you. Karen, how does IF work with menopause, and is it possible to lose weight with IF when you are in menopausal? Absolutely. That is what we teach here in this community and with the class that I teach, that being menopausal doesn't put you in a category of people or women that suddenly means you can't do things. Menopause is not any sort of, ailment that's going to keep us from being our best. So my motto here is we practice intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle so that we can look and feel our best and live our most authentic life at any phase or any season of life that we are in. So being menopausal doesn't mean that you have to gain weight. It just means that you have to change with the season that your body is in. And if you're doing things that you were doing when you were in your 20s, expecting to get the results that you got in your 20s, that's when we start to get disappointed. So we have to just come to grips with the fact that our body is changing, and yes, we are getting older, and some things happen when that season of life comes upon us. Fighting it is not going to get you the results that you want. Going with the flow, accepting it, and realizing that there is a way that you can age successfully, and that will elicit weight loss, and it will elicit some fat loss, and it will elicit you the opportunity to be healthy. And I believe that, we want to really practice some things so that we live healthy and we live successfully until we are not living anymore. So we don't want to drag our feet to that point. We want to live with vigor, and we want to live with positivity and energy, and we want to hold on to as much youth as we can. And intermittent fasting really has proven to be that thing. So Laura, Karen, thanks so much for asking that. And I would highly recommend jumping in our class and see what it can do for you. We don't advertise that the intermittent fasting for today's Age of Woman course will help you lose weight. I cannot promise that. I have no idea what's going on in your life, but oftentimes what happens, I would say more often than not, women get weight loss results because you are doing all the right things that will produce a weight loss result. So I would highly recommend jumping in our class for sure. Christina, thank you. Never knew that about magnesium. That's great to know. Yeah, that's great. And it is one of those underutilized things that we really need to put into our life purposely. So I have this. I talk about this a lot. I have this all over my house. The beautiful thing about Dr. Teal's body lotion is now they have all kinds of amazing flavors and scents and all that. So this is a lavender essential oil. It has cocoa butter, shea butter, vitamin E. Comes in this beautiful little bottle. We have it all over our house, different scents depending on whose room it is in. It's paraben and free. It has all the good stuff in it. We get ours at our local Walmart. You can buy this on Amazon. This is one of those things you can just rub in your skin and get some magnesium topically as well. And Epsom salt baths, all that stuff. It's really good. So Dr. Teal's is a really good brand if you're looking for something like that. Leanna, I have been IF for over 2 weeks now. I'm doing it for my rheumatoid arthritis. I'm a healthy eater and have been consuming tons of water, tea, etc. But I'm finding most days, especially in the morning, I'm retaining water. What are you doing in your feasting window? If you're waking up and you feel like you're retaining water, it's probably something you've done in your feast the night before. So I would really go back and look at that for sure. How much do you take? Laura, let's see. I've been taking it magnesium every night for years. It's great for leg cramps. Yeah. So the best thing, I can't prescribe how much anyone should take in supplementation. It's actually against the law. So Google it and read the back of what a magnesium bottle's recommended daily allowance is. Take that, and if you're not feeling any positive effects, I would say up it. And then make sure that I would research magnesium and get the book, The Magnesium Miracle, and see what's suggested in there based on what your personal ailments are, and that will help as well. And if you get it from multiple sources, remember, when you're drinking mineralized water and you're drinking magnesium, it goes to your digestive system. When you're taking a magnesium supplement, again, it goes to your digestive system. If you're using things like magnesium creams and lotions and an Epsom salt bath, it goes through you topically and doesn't pass through your digestive system. So that's a way that you can get some more magnesium in your system without having to digest it as well. You want to take it in different forms if you end up having a sensitive stomach because of magnesium as well. Okay, let me see if there's any more here on YouTube that I can answer, and then we will call it a day for Wednesday. Amanda, I am super excited about this info. I'm 48 and not enjoying my reflection in the mirror. I need help. Love from Canada. Well, Amanda, jump into our course, girlfriend, if you haven't already done so. April 6th, we start. By the end of the first week, you will feel absolutely amazing. I get you through a lot of these 5 things that a lot of people fear and suffer from. And then we just build on and practice for the remaining 2 weeks. So 21 days, you will completely change your life. And then you just keep hanging out with us here in this community. And we just keep you on board and provide a support system for you. So it's the fastest and easiest way to really jumpstart what it is that you want to do with your health and what it is that you want to do with changing your lifestyle so that you can go on looking and feeling your best and living your most authentic life for sure. I have arm envy. Oh, girlfriend, don't have arm envy. Just work out and eat right, and you'll have plenty of your own arm things that you can do for sure. I have gut issues. Will this help with that? Yes. Remember, when you put nothing in your gut, what does your gut do? So when your gut is healthy, your gut has the opportunity to regulate its own gut biome. We are always so worried about all these prebiotics and probiotics and all the things we need to do to balance out our gut. When if you just do nothing, then your body has the opportunity to do what it's designed to do. And that is, in fact, balance out your own gut biome and will help you heal your gut. Every time you put something into your gut is that time where your body has to process that and it has to break it down. And what if you put something in your gut that maybe just had its own set of germs or bacteria on it that's not something that your gut is used to having, and it's going to cause some upset. So teaching you how to intermittent fast correctly will also help you have that confidence to just leave your gut empty for a while. Having an empty gut is the best thing that you can do. We call that magic here in this community. We call that magic in our course. Really understanding what hungry and that sensation of hungry can do for you is totally magical. And it's not something that we are conditioned to believe in. And I really help you feel comfortable and confident in that space. So I always say, don't hesitate. Just jump in with us for sure. Leanna, I have been IF for over 2 weeks, and okay, we already did that one. Let me see, I got some new comments in here. I'll read real quick. Patty Wedge, I use powdered form, calm, about a heaping teaspoon in warm water. Be careful, it helps you stay regular. So start with a little bit and build on it. Yeah, Laura, thank you for saying that. And then that's what I was saying too. Anything that goes through your digestive system can cause a little bit of stomach upset, especially if you're not used to that much magnesium. So what you want to do is start slow and then topically put some in your system as well through some lotions or some oils, or even just soaking in an Epsom salt bath. So if you start noticing some stomach upset or really regular digestive system, then just give yourself a break and use some lotion or pull back a little bit. And remember, calcium and magnesium are often 2 supplements that are taken together for that reason. Calcium can be that thing that can kind of back up your digestive system. So a magnesium is often suggested to be taken in conjunction with calcium to offset that. So it is something that will help with constipation as well if you start to suffer from that. And Barbara, I guess gut issues, will this help with that? Yeah, okay, I already answered that. Okay, cool. So get yourself registered in our intermittent fasting class if you haven't yet. If you have been in our course and you felt like you're falling off and maybe you have some of these fears creeping up or some of these situations creeping up, you always have access to your course. You have lifetime access to your intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course. Go back through your course. When you go back through your course with experience under your belt and your own personal reflection on what you went through the first time, you're going to hear the information differently and you're going to trust it more because you didn't die the first time. We laugh about that a lot in our intermittent fasting course, like no one's died yet from doing all these amazing things. It's just different than what you're used to. So when you go back and you read your lessons again with confidence in yourself and some experience that you can draw off of, you will hear the information in a different way. And so I recommend if you go back through that course again, it is a gift for you to be able to go back and research what it was you went through the first time and how you can implement it again now that you've made some changes and you've grown a little bit. Amanda, curious if there's a cost to the program and where is the info? There's a link, and yes, there is a course. Cost. It's a course that I've drawn off of my personal experience and a year of studying and researching and taking classes. And I've compiled it all together. I've taken out all the nonsense. I've only given you what you need as an aging woman. And I've really drilled it down to what you specifically need to create your own lifestyle. So yes, it is a course. And then Carolina, how do you register for the course? There's a link right above your comment. Awesome, you see the link, perfect. We start on the 6th, and by the end of April, I promise you, something magnificent will happen to you. I never know what it is because every woman comes into this arena with a different agenda, with a different set of circumstances, a different history of what food is for them, and just a different health history. So I'm always just excited when we get to the end of the course and I get to hear all of the testimonials and stories that come out. It's shocking still to me what women are able to accomplish in as little as 3 weeks when you start listening to those signs and signals your body is sending you, and you stop worrying or selling yourself short because of these 5 little things that might be happening to you. They're normal and they will balance out if you trust the system and you stay consistent. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope to see some of your faces in our course in April. For all of you who have done the course before and you're feeling like maybe you're back in the season of getting back into it pretty strong, we have our masterclass series kicking off as well. We do our masterclass big lesson on April 3rd. That's where we'll build the foundation of what our focus will be for the month of April. And then April, we will focus on what the topic is. And this month, we're going to be talking about extended fasting and what you can do to move beyond that 24-hour window and why you might even want to do that and how you can do it successfully. And we will work on that together as a group. No need to extended fast if that's something that you think would be stressful for you, but take in the information so that you can put it in your hip pocket in case you ever need it. You'll understand how to go about that safely and successfully for yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to check out of here for today. It's sunny and warm outside, so I'm going to take advantage of that and go sit out by the jacuzzi with my husband for a little while. And then I will see you guys here Friday at 3 p.m. where Michael and I will come on and we'll discuss something for our aging community. So invite your husbands or boyfriends or significant others to join us on Friday because we will be together to share something with you guys. Links in the bio for anyone who wants to join us in the class. And if you're interested in joining the masterclass as a graduate, I'll be sending out an email either tonight or tomorrow for your opportunity to join us as well. Love you guys, and I'll see you on Friday.